We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. Cape Town will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone.
Cape Town is open, safe and ready to host you.
Welcome back to Hartley Vale, where we have this 35 men's Pool A clash between Zimbabwe and Australia A. You see Zimbabwe men as they line up in goals here, followed Stoddart, K, Little, Masavenge, Jones, Hook, De Grandhomme, Malawi, Moore, Mukakanana, Brook and Banambi. Then Australia A in goals, they have Pinner, followed by Brady, Brighton, Cowling, Jackson, Marshall, McCambridge, Newton, Rathbone, Alexander and Faree. Umpires for today, you have Charles Sterling from South Africa, as well as Andries Kasselhofer, also from South Africa. It's lining up to be a cracker here today. Cool. Just had water on the turf. Teams will now, as we're about to get going here. Just looking standings at the moment, both Australia A and Zimbabwe currently sitting on 0 points. Take Australia A being the second Australia, and IMC Masters can't qualify for the semi or the final of the normal or main competition. Zimbabwe looking for their first points of the tournament. Australia get us underway. Playing in the black then from right to left. Good start for Australia as they're putting Zimbabwe under a lot of pressure. Ball comes out, but it does fall kindly for the Australians. Lovely bit of elimination skills there as he wins inside the free hit. Great movement of the ball now from Australia as they find some space down this right hand side. Big hit comes in across the circle, but no one's unable to trap it. It will be a 16. We look to take it quickly. Bit of confusion as to whose ball it is there, but umpires confirm that it will be a Zimbabwean restart. Now they go up the right hand side, Australia. Brilliant work. Find some space back on the outside, but now a lovely carry through the midfield. It's really good from Australia. It's showing their quality outfit, being able to move the ball with ease, comfortable in possession. Up the right hand side they go now. Free hit taken quickly on the sideline. Down to T-point they go, trying to work it out. But it will be a... looks like a sideline hit once again. Australia got to try and work it out here, get it out the back. They've shown how good they can be in moving the ball. Ball across the circle, well picked up. The turn, the shot, the goal. A lovely finish from the Australian. Wait till we get a number there. It is the number 88 of Estienne Fourie. A brilliant goal to open the scoring there for Australia. As we see the replay, a beautiful turn, that's what did it. And a lovely shot to secure themselves the lead. Estienne Fourie. What a very Australian name is Estienne. Something I'm more au fait with here in South Africa actually. Estienne Fourie. Wonder if he's moved over there in the last couple of years. Family moved over. As I said, it's great to have so much support around the turf today. Also, to have you guys on the stream. So, if you are watching, pop us a comment in the live chat box. Let us know who you're supporting, where you're watching from. Give you a shout out. As now, Australia, with a bit of a bumpy ball across the turf. Will be a Zimbabwe restart high up in the field. Couldn't get anything out there. Obviously this Australian side being really... shot comes in once again. Zimbabwean keeper that time. Australia will identify that this keeper isn't too strong around his feet. As I was saying, Zimbabwe aren't going to compete in a 1v1 skill battle here with the Australian men, so they'll have to be a bit clever. They want to play on the counter-attack, catch the defenders moving, and play it into that space. Maybe capitalize on fitness. And as we say that, Zimbabwean player not 5 yards away from the free hit inside the 23, and it will be the first short corner of the game. for the Australian IMC side. Injection goes in slightly wide, but goes out to the left. There's players running in around the P spot. And another short corner is awarded. It was quite interesting. Australian player almost fell just before he played the ball and got in the way of the keeper, but nevertheless, another short corner. Cowling waiting at the top of the circle. Goes to Castle 1. Flick comes in, save from the keeper. The secondary shot. It's up and it's in the net. That's 2 for Australia IMC. Clever play, just waiting for the rebound there. The number 29 for Australia. It is David McCambridge with his second. A brilliant finish. Waited for the rebound as we see a replay coming up now. Initial flick was good. A great save and a one-time bunt from McCambridge. He can be very proud of that attempt. And he takes his side up by 2. And just like that, Australia IMC have all the amounts of goals they've scored in the entire tournament in the first quarter. Yeah, they'll be very chuffed with that. As now Australia look to play the direct ball in, can't find it, but it lands fortunately for that man on far post, and I think it is the number 29 once again of David McCambridge. He finds his second goal in just a minute. Floodgates are opening here for Australia. Zimbabwe got to hold this together. There's a brilliant ball here into the circle, finds McCambridge on the near post, and a great finish. Just poor marking at the moment from Zimbabwe, but here they go with a counter opportunity down the opposite end of the field and just on a foot. And now Zimbabwe look to fire one into the circle. Can't find one, so it will be a 16. Australia once again just working the ball out. Zimbabwe, great press there, and now they have the opportunity to attack down this right hand side. Just maybe a little bit rushed on the ball. Zimbabwe, they don't really know where to go. It's just about being calm, finding that connection. But Christy Voss supporting hubby from Zim. We're watching from Joburg. Luke Mason supporting Zim, watching from Centurion. Also got another supporter from Zim Pebbles. And Janita as well. Plenty of support online for Zimbabwe. Having a bit of a tough time with Zimbabwe at the moment. It's just that they're marking at the back that's letting them down. As I said, they got to play on this counter-attack. Catch the Australian defenders on that transition phase where they're running. They got to ask themselves, are they fitter than the opposition? And where can they exploit this advantage? As Zim now send it around the back. Little chip and chase into the midfield. It is a free hit to Zim. Got lucky with that one. Maybe a bit more careful on the ball. Just a little bit loose, I feel. And there you've got to allow the receiver 5 yards. They're going to struggle if that's their game plan today, the overheads. It's been something that's really been well managed from the oppositions that we've seen today. A little bit of a scrap down there in the corner, but those Australians do come away with it. They're sending the direct ball into the circle, but well picked up by the Zim centre back. Again, it's just an unforced error on that turnover that's costing them at the moment. Ball into the circle. Once again picked up by Zim, and they win the free at this. Clever defending. Realizing you got men all around you, just carry the ball, protect it, use your body, and wait for the stick contact. Someone's bound to throw a stick in. And that's exactly what happened right there. Big collision in the midfield. Player's still down. Let's hope he's alright. And they seem to be making their way up. Fortunately, we haven't seen too many injuries over the course of this tournament. Touch wood. But it seems the players' bodies are holding up. And there was a bully, and Australians just opting to give the ball back to the Zim defenders as they were in possession. Great sportsmanship from the Aussies there. Now we go once again, brilliant turn from the Zim. Just not going to stick that pass. It's going to be the biggest thing. Can they find stick-to-stick connections going forward? That's brilliant transferring of the ball from the Oz. Coast-to-coast stuff, really. And then just a wayward pass at the end. More connection, and they've got to get the ball moving. They don't want to become channel bound there, do the Zims. So Australians are pressing really hard in that channel, and there we see the turnover. Inevitable, really. If you're playing your hockey in such a small space, the defenders are loving it because they can make a tackle almost on two players at the same time. Around the back from Australia. Nervy times, but well dealt with. Big ball through the middle of the park. Once again, well read by the Zimbabwean defensive units. Just not being able to take that free hit quickly. Will they get there? It falls kindly for Zim as they enter the 23, but he's left it behind him, and there's players all over the place. Looks like we might have had a stick to the back of the head here, completely accidentally, just in the chase for the ball. But it will be a 16. Just can't let that guy turn like that in the middle of the field. It's so easy to outlet if that's the case. And that's where we see a better tackle. As soon as the band receives it into that midfield, and you pull the trigger, get nice and tight. But here we go, into the circle, well dispossessed once again by Zim. They got to get a pass off here, they do, this is it. Massive tackle, and that will see a card for the number 21, the skipper. He'll be lucky to get away with a green. Just a green there for the captain of Australia, eh? Daniel Brady. very fortunate, as I said, to just get away with the green card. It's a breakdown, taking the man off his feet. Shot comes in, and a goal is scored. The crowd roars. Zimbabwe grab one back. It is the number 7 of Mavengere. A lovely goal for Zimbabwe. A little scrap. The umpires said play on. It landed kindly for Zim, and they pulled the trigger. Here we go. A replay coming up. Big ball into the circle. Initial shot, and there it is. A one-time volley. An unbelievable goal there, really, from Zim. They'll be super chuffed with that. Just their second goal of the tournament. But here we go, Australia looking to answer and just couldn't get it on that time. Couple of double turnovers once again. Is just poor decisions being made on both sides. Zim just played into a foot there. It's clever, it's going to hurt, but that's the game, I suppose. But here we go, dispossessed. Australia into the 23. Great tackle from the number 10 of Zimbabwe. He did really well there. Did Gareth Hook. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter here. It's been all Australia, but Zim, with that counter-attacking goal, that's what we said they needed to do. It is Australia up by 3-1. Don't go anywhere, we'll catch you for some more action after the break. Welcome back to the second quarter in this game between Zimbabwe and Australia. Australia off to a cracking start, getting 3 early goals. But Zimbabwe, at the end, with a brilliant goal, half shot on the volley. But here we go, Australia send it down into the corner. Zim do well to pick it up. Into space, Zim really looking dangerous. That goal's put some wind in their sails. Ball up the line, intercepted. And it will be a Zimbabwe restart. Ball into the circle. There's players around. Shot comes in and a great save. Still with Zim though. It's in the goal mouth and it's a goal! A beautiful finish from the Zimbabweans once again. They get into that goal mouth. They play off the scraps and it is a lovely finish. I'm looking for the number. It is the number 9, it looks to be, of Scott Jones. Brilliant finish for him. And suddenly, just like that, Zim are back within one. The initial shot comes in. You see back with them, and here the scrap on the goal line, and it's a diving attempt and a backhand finish for the number 9, Scott Jones. It's a lovely finish. And now Australia, they'll be looking to answer back something here. They're just struggling, all the Australians. Second quarter. As we see Zimbabwe come away with it. Just winning the free hit for this. Never defending. Awarded a 16. Big aerial over the top, well picked up by Australia. Looking for the direct ball. There's no one there though. Zimbabwe once again send it out to the left. They've got numbers here. Australia flood the channel. A brilliant receive in the half space and looks to slap it out to the right hand side, but well intercepted by Australia. Players out to the left. They find them and dispossessed. It hits a foot. Zim look to take this quickly. Big ball up the line and doesn't find anyone. It will just be a Australian restart. Ball goes around the back for Australia. Also opting for this back 3 shape. Gives them lots of numbers going forward, but it does also provide this counter threat where you've only got the one man in the middle. Across to the left hand side. Bit of a mistrap there. Maybe a bit of a bobble as the Astro starts to dry out. This wind, the sun's coming out now in Cape Town. The Astro will start to dry a little bit. Gets a little bit more bumpy. And we see maybe a result of that. Zim look to take the free hit quickly. Big slap up the line. Finds a high-lying striker. It's a foot race here for the ball, and the Australian does well to just win that back. But there's a hash of that. He's passed it straight to the centre forward. A diving attempt and a short corner. He's lucky that that was not upgraded to a stroke. He was the last line of defence. He's made a horrible tackle, and that all stemmed from a ball where the centre from the Zimbabweans, and then suddenly just gave it straight back to the centre forward, and it is the first short corner of the game for Zimbabwe. Injection comes in. We see a variation, it slips. Keeper's done well to keep that out. And another one! A brilliant goal! We've seen how dangerous this man is. It is none other than the number 9s of Jones. Zimbabwe level it up at 3 apiece. We've seen how dangerous be around the goal mouth. It's always the initial save, and the second phase is what they are so good at. They never say die. They've always got players around that P-spot region. And just like that, Zim are back and in the driving seats at the moment. Australia under pressure. I look to just compose themselves. You've played on the counter-attack, got your goals. You now just need to get composed and put in a proper defensive team. Australians with numbers up here, and unfortunately that one just being put on. It's gone full circle. So that's Extian. He was the goal scorer, number 88, playing for Australia, born in Zim and playing now for Australia. Very interesting. Thanks, Max, for that update. Andrew Brown also supporting Extian. Leslie Vessels supporting Zimbabwe, watching from Kadoma in Zim. Gary Hudson, what a strike. Great goal from Zim. Florence and Lovu supporting Zim from France. Great to have you on the stream. As you see, a big overhead now lands on his head. Australia take it quickly. They're a bit frazzled, are these Australians. They just got to find their strength. They were so dominant in that first quarter by doing exactly what they're doing now, just moving the ball between each other. As the ball comes into the circle, and just couldn't mistrap it. That's much better from this Australian side. They've just got to find the simple connections, move the ball between each other, and that's how they'll rip this Zimbabwean press apart. Big slap up the line. Takes it a touch off an Australian stick, but there is a Zim player up there. Zim flood numbers forward. Into the circle it goes. Well trapped, and it will just be a long corner. They'll look to take this quickly, will Zim. They've got numbers up, but they opted against it. Rather set up a high transfer shape. Get all their players forward. And now they move it down to the left-hand side. Don't want to get caught carrying the ball for too long here. Do Zim. And backstick from the umpire. It will be a 16. So we've got to watch out. They really commit a lot of numbers in on their attack. And Australia, they are really fast. They're going to fly on the counter-attack, and this is what we see. We see plenty numbers up situations, but that's great defending. Unfortunately, it's fallen kindly for Australia. And the free hit out is awarded. And once again, just down the right hand side they go. end-to-end stuff. The game starts to open up. Almost a little bit of fatigue creeps in. Players coughing up the ball, making more of those unforced errors. Big ball now to the right hand side. Lovely receive to eliminate. He's got a player forward if he can find one, and that one just really not a great mistake there from the Zimbabwean defender. You know it's popped up. Don't need to hit it over the baseline, and that one will result in the short corner. Second game for the Aussies. Play. Is lined up, shot, and a save. Brilliant save from Zim keeper. Needs to Oz will win the free hit. They'll take this quickly. Out to the right they go. They've seen how dangerous they can be on this baseline. No one was on the end of that pass though. It's still with Oz. They'll do the exact same thing off the baseline. They'll look to find that pass, but that time tackled. Out it comes finally for Australia. This is what they need. They've got so much strength in this part of the game. There's the space that they're looking for. Onto the baseline it goes. Falls kindly for them. There's a player at the far side of the circle. He's just mistrapped it, but it's still with Australia. Down the bottom they go once again, and they'll look for a foot. Slingshots it across the D, and it is a Zimbabwean defender who picks it up and clears for the lines. It's great defensive work at the moment from the men in black. Sitting to the left of your screen. A lovely little touch to keep it in, and beautifully eliminated as he carries down the line with just 1 minute left on the clock. Well defended that time. Just break it down, allow your troops to get back into defensive shape. So now we see Australia very happy to be in this build up. Patient play. They'll work it out. Work it up to that T-point. And that one just going over the baseline. It will be a 16. Just seconds left on the clock. Zim will look to take this one quickly. Just protect the ball. And they take it to the corner. now. They're just looking to just hold the ball, set up their counter defense structures because of the time. And that brings us to the end of the first half. Wow, it's been a half of two completely separate quarters. First one, all Australia. 3 goals in that quarter, nice and early. Then Zimbabwe made their way back and leveled the scores. It's lining up to be a cracking finish here in Cape Town. Both teams obviously looking for their first wins of the tournament. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the quick break.
Masters hockey players, want to get selected and perform in national and international tournaments? My name is Lauren Penny, international hockey player and coach. And over the last 10 years, I've helped close to 1,000 hockey players to do just that. And now, I want to help you. So I've put together a free training video called the 4 Ways to Modernize Your Game, available at themodernhockeyplayer.com. Inside the video, you're going to discover how to stay competitive, confident and injury-free as you get older, so that you get selected and excel in national and international masters teams. Get instant access at themodernhockeyplayer.com.
Zimbabwean born player playing for Australia. Now we've got a Zimbo supporting. Now we've got an Australian rather supporting Zim. It's all over the place here. Cool. Goes to the first pass. The trap is good. Flick comes in, goes to the right. That's a great save off the keeper. It will be a long corner. Doing really well is this Zimbabwean keeper here. They've held strong. They're just going to wear off this few attacks now from Australia. Australia will be looking to score here. Into the circle it goes, loose and well cleared. Big overhead into the midfield. Claimed by Zim. Umpire's just not happy with where that free hit was taken. Big press coming in here from Australia. Don't want to get eliminated. He did really well there, but it's a great run from the Zim centre back. He's still going, and he finds a pass up the left hand side. That's great work. Now he's going to effect the transfer. Big ball into the circle, saved by the keeper. Didn't really need the touch there from the keeper, but better safe than sorry. Over in the midfield, and that whistle has just gone. Oh, nearly an intercept there from Zimbabwe. They read that pass so well. Gave that blind almost fake space and waited to step into it. Yeah, just a bit wasteful there. Once again from Australia. As now Zim look to go forward. Great tackle in the midfield. Can they get it away from their feet? They're into the 23. And they'll win the free hit just outside the D. Zim player asking for more, but that's all they'll get. And it will be a yellow card for the Australian player. It's a very interesting call, because if it's a cynical infringement inside the 23, you'd have to upgrade that to a short corner. The fact that he's given a yellow card means that it was cynical. Interesting. Australia now down to 10 men. They're going to put in a huge shift here for the next 5 minutes. Great work from Australia there to just keep the Zimbabweans guessing, not opening too many passing lanes, not committing, overcommitting due to their lack of numbers. Yeah, beautiful ball. Up to the right hand side. Into the circle it goes. Takes a few touches, but lands kindly for Zimbabwe. Umpires are blindsided. They say play on. But now it's the turn of the Aussies. Once again intercepted. Big hit. Looking for that strike in the D. He finds him, but he just couldn't trap it. carrying into trouble here is the left half. You want to try and get rid of this ball as soon as possible, but not just blindly into the midfield. Another poor mistake from Australia, and that will be long corner to Zim. Umpire just making sure that it's taken on the correct spot. They send it out to the Zimbabweans. Looking for the big ball into the circle. Takes a touch and just past the upright. That's how they've scored these goals. They've been direct. They're getting people into the 9-yard scoring zone. And it's just been a deflection or a rebound. But that's what's keeping them in this game. Australia with the free hit on the sideline. Line goes looking for that ball in field, can't find it. And it's turned over once again by the Australians, who now are on the charge. Looking for that ball into the midfield, but again it's just forced. Just trying to get too much out of each attack of these Australians. They've got to learn to be a little bit more patient on the ball. Up the right hand side now. Mistrapped once again. Both sides, fatigue certainly creeping in. Couple of mistraps, a couple of bad decisions. That's clever defending there, just pop it on a foot. Well picked up by the Australians, who now on the counter attack. They played a man in the circle. Does he have the shot? He did. Great save from the keeper. Should have done better there from the Australian striker. He had a lot of open net. If he just flicked it up, flicked it past the shoulder of the keeper, opted for the pass, and that one also didn't work. Now it's a foot race. Won by Australia. Round the back they go. This is where they're so strong. They're so comfortable moving the ball. Looking for that circle entry, but striker's just not moving. He's standing in the same zone, which means it's so easy to defend. You always know where you are. You know where he's facing. As we say that, it is Australia once again. Big ball into the middle. Doesn't work out this time. Take it quickly. Into the circle they go, and umpire deems that not to have travelled 5 yards. Before to Zim. Big ball over the top. Ball picked up. They'll take this quickly, will Zim. Got to get on the ball here. They do. Looking for that longer ball into that higher zone, but can't find anyone. This is much better from Zim. They're just waiting and they're playing on the counter attack. Exactly what he said they had to do. Australia now. Clear to safety out to this left half. Big ball into the midfield, dispossessed. Yo, it's be unlucky to not get away with that. But here we go. Zim with the head of the field to trap that doubler. Shoulder rolling onto your left. Circle, but this time all picked up by the Zims. Falls currently for Australia as they now once again go on the attack. Another double turnover, and it is all Zimbabwe. Great defensive work there. Just realizing that there's no one behind. You can't fly in for a tackle. Just gotta wait for them to make the you pounce. And that was not nice. Stick contact. And Zimbabwe just making sure they're on the same page, see what's happening. And just seconds left in the third quarter. They might as well just get this one done with. Just waiting for the injured player to be assessed and helped off the field. There will be a Zimbabwean restart on the sideline with just under 30 seconds left. What will they do? They'll throw it straight into the circle. And it will be a 16. That ball just rolling over the fence. Australia in possession. Taken quickly, Zim on the edge of the circle, shot comes in and is saved. Great save on the stroke of the hooter there. That brings us to the end of the third quarter, where we are still level at 3 apiece. Final deciding quarter for the break. Welcome back to the fourth. We are level at 3 apiece at the moment. Both sides having plenty chance. Australia now look to outlet down this left hand side. Brilliant ball across the field to find his right striker. And there's another transfer, but that one just hits a foot. Very upset is the number. Tristan Kurz. Here we go once again. In terms of their build-up play, how they would set it up, and now they've sort of just gone back to how can we get the ball to the circle as quick as possible. And brilliant defensive work here from Zimbabwe. They just carry the ball into the corner where they wait for the stick tackle, and unfortunately that time they are dispossessed, and it will be an Australian restart. Big hit into the circle, well managed from the centre back there from Zimbabwe. Strong carry and a massive tackle. Umpires have blown it the way of Australia. It's great work from him. Got ball first and then got entangled with the Zimbabwean left wing. But here we go once again. Australia, this is where they're so good. They've been so good over the tournament, is this build-up play. They're getting the ball into good zones. They're waiting for that press to shift, and that's when they open up. Still got to have someone out on the right-hand side there when they do commit that number infield. But here we go, they've got space, they've got time. Big hit comes in, takes a touch. And it is a 16. Now for Zimbabwe. Cheeky little argument going on there. Obviously the dotted line being 5 yards, so Zimbabwe man, centre back just asks if he moves it a metre forward, does the Australian player have to retreat a metre as well, or is it because he hasn't taken the free hit where it's supposed to be taken, then it's on him? Interesting debate. Shot comes in, it's wide, and it will be a long corner. Australia now with an opportunity. They got to move the ball 5 here. They do so. Out to the left they go. Big hit. Falls kindly for them in the circle. And that's once again well defended by the Zimbabweans. Big ball up the line. As you see plenty coming on. Bringing those fresh legs. Massive aerial. They wanted a mistrap, but it didn't come that time. And now the game down the left hand side. Great. Underneath back. Take quickly. Up the line, but not there. Back Australia. Lovely tuck inside. Beats 1, beats 2, beats 3, and the short corner is awarded of the day for the Australians. A bit of individuals. Milked that short corner. First 3 tackles were bad, and the fourth one was the worst, which resulted in the short corner. Just waiting for Zimbabwe to get their protection equipment on. Injection. Goes short. Flicks across. And a great save. I was probably going off target, but he had to make the save there. Out to the right they go. Just not being able to trap that one. Zim now with a chance to outlet. Well, we've got you all on the stream. I've been asking the question in every stream today, and no one's had the correct answer thus far. Obviously, as we see Australia now into the 23, they win the free hit. They'll look to take this quickly. Into the circle, shot comes in, and a short corner is awarded. Question that I've been asking in the stream, not using Google, when the first official hockey game was played on an AstroTurf, where was it, and who were the 2 teams involved? So when was the first game of hockey played on an AstroTurf, first international? What was the occasion? Then who were the 2 teams? Know in the comments. Using Google. We'll go. Australia with their first short corner of the day. Slides it out to the left. They've got space. Great save. Still with the postman though. The ops against taking the shot. He just got something towards the goals there. A couple of big tackles, and it will be Australia with that restart just inside the 23. As now they send it round to the Australians, but a poor mistake, and that'll cost them once again. Hold on the ground. Difficult to pick that. And it will be a 16. Australia will look to take this quickly. They have. Big ball. Now the numbers in the middle of the right hand side. Ball comes across the circle. That's a great save from the keeper. It's brave to make that diving commitment to stop the ball across, but it was 100% necessary in that stage, as he saves another goal from his team, And a great tackle, and it will be a free hit out there. Umpire signalled for a foot. I don't think it was a foot, but nevertheless it was the right call. Zimbabwean player got on the ball, and then Australian player went over him. Zim's ball is now Zim up the right hand side under a lot of pressure, through the midfield. Lovely turn. Can he get it out of here? And he just can't. That's just the problem with this Aussie press. They just don't stop. They will run until. And here we go once again. Aussies in the midfield. Find some space now down this right hand side. Can they get a ball into across the park? There they find it eventually. And that's the space that they're looking to exploit. Here we go into the circle from the left hand side across the face. Picked up and a great clearance. He really is having a great day at the back. There is Kevin Little. It's been a rock, Zimbabwe, smothering most of these Australian attacks. And it will be a game with just 5 minutes left on the clock. Both teams yet to secure a win in this tournament. All today. It could be. Ball up the line for them. Away with that. Very fortunate that they've been one defender versus 3 strikers. And there we go, big ball. Sideline. Press a little bit higher now, do Zimbabwe. Australia do well to get out here. Still going with it, but win the free. Big ball across to the far side of the field for Australia. They've got someone at that P spot region and win the free hit to Australia. Australia now at the back. In. Here we go now on the counter. He sends it out. Take quickly on into the midfield they go. Australia, they've got numbers in the circle, but they don't want to force this. They've got to make sure it's clean. This should be it. Ball in. Takes a deflection, and it will be. Both teams opting for this direct ball in. Coming off for just reliance on your opposition to make a mistake. Very Seldom do we see him go stick to stick of your own player. Problem is, it is so hard to stop trap a ball like that already. Now you're adding the pressure of in a D and maybe in a big game. It's a great centre back role. It's him now on the attack down the middle. Unfortunately, just blown up for a stick tackle there. It will be Zimbabwe who are on defense now. And with just 1 minute left, we'll let you know. It doesn't seem that anyone knows the answer. The first official hockey game that was played on Astro was in 1975 at Montreal in the Canadian Summer Olympics, and it was played between India and Argentina. So some general knowledge for you there on a Friday. As Australia now in the dying seconds of the game, will they have the last shot? They don't force it, but a very bad mistake sends it out to the right hand side. Zimbabwe don't look like they're in a rush to take this, but with just 40 seconds left, I'd want to get numbers forward here. Big beat up the field, looking for that high-lying striker. Don't find them. And a bit of a tackle between each other. Dispossessed though in the midfield. They'll come away with the free hit, will Zim. 20 seconds. That brings us to the end of this cracking encounter between Zimbabwe and Australia, where both teams end level 3 apiece. First points of the tournament to Zimbabwe and Australia. A fairly encountered game. Australia scoring the 3 goals in their first quarter, Zim coming back in the second, and we've seen a stalemate since then. Thank you for joining us on the stream. Stick around for some more action coming up after this. But for now, it's goodbye from Cape Town.